The world of Pokemon. As a trainer venturing out to catch these remarkable creatures, there's a select few of individuals we call Pokemon professors that will aid us on our journey, providing knowledge and wisdom obtained over many years of research, all conducted in their respective workshops. With that said, I invite you to join me as we travel through each region to see which generation has the best Pokemon lab. We start in Kanto, whom this region's Pokemon research lab is run by none other than Professor Samuel Oak, a rather large facility in comparison to the surrounding residential houses. Once inside, several assistants to our lead researcher are hard at work or roaming around mindlessly. You tell me. This lab is kitted out with one single PC, the Pokemon starter table, and encyclopedias worthy of any scholar's collection, reminiscent of a much simpler time. The Johto region, where we meet Professor Elm in Newbark Town. Due to the high reports of break-ins, windows have been reduced. Apparently there's a maniac on the loose. Proceeding with caution, a skeleton crew is the result of major upgrades, this being the only Pokemon lab sporting a fully functional healing station in-house. With child protective services non-existent, but child neglect ever so present, we emerge from the moving van, ready to take on the Hoenn region. Nestled in Littleroot Town is Professor Birch's Pokemon lab. Infused with so much care and hospitality, the floral arrangements are also welcoming. Blending in nicely is the chimney up top, letting visitors know while being years ahead of the general public, technology-wise, they haven't forgotten their roots. Making our way inside, we have a slight renovation, doing away with the healing station, instead adding a Pokeball-shaped machine of unknown origin. According to his aide, the professor is busy doing field research. I hope he's okay. The Sinnoh region, located in Sanjin Town, is the White Wolf himself, Professor Rowan. His expertise being Pokemon evolution. Shoreside, this research lab on the outside leaves much to be desired, adding an additional wing to the structure as a break area for the faculty. Escorted inside by the male protagonist Lucas, we see Gen 4 leaning more into hardware due to the region's abundance in mythical and legendary Pokemon. Also, more staff has been brought in to accompany our dear professor on his expeditions. The Unova region. After defeating champion Iris, we're granted passage to where it all began, in New Vima Town, where the Pokemon lab is owned and operated by Professor Juniper, whose passion lies in the origin of Pokemon, looking nothing like the labs of old, going with a tutor style. And you'll see why once inside. Bridging the gap between work and home, we see a professor dedicated to their craft while balancing people and Pokemon. Not an easy task, but somehow managed. The Kalos region, inspired by France, Professor Sycamore sets up shop in Lumiose City. This houseman-style architecture is one of the largest research labs to date, having a rather impressive reception and sitting area. The second floor being where the staff is working tirelessly on the phenomenon known as Mega Evolution, sparing no expense on a 9-screen supercomputer, at the same time opening its doors to the youth, inspiring the next generation of professors. On the third floor is Professor Sycamore's private quarters, a suite fit for royalty. As an avid art collector and lover of classical music, this region's prominent researcher is truly one of a kind. The Alola region, beachfront property, home to the lab of Professor Kukui. Not easy on the eyes, but bear with me, it gets better inside. Oh, Lily's here, Alola. This open floor plan is definitely the most coziest. Casually on the far side is a fully functional aquarium. Up top is Lily's pad with a gorgeous skylight. Now let's head downstairs. During his spare time, the professor trains the local Poliwhirl to combat the rising gang activity of Team Skull. Going deep within the lair, we can learn about the classification of Pokemon moves. As the moon and tide rise, we say Alola, the Galar region. Leaving the station, we arrive in Wedgehurst, home of the Pokemon Research Lab, headed by the grandmother and daughter duo, Professor Mongolia and Professor Sonia. Partly covered in moss, constructed mostly of wood, the exterior is truly one with nature. Being ever so inviting, we enter the structure to a well-lit, multi-level, fully furnished, marble floor interior, also doubling as a library with books as far as the eye can see. This lab, vibrant and sprawling with life. This is a vision fully realized, blending both nature and technology. But was it the best? The Paldea region, home to the late Professor Turo or Sada, possibly being the most interesting lab on this list. It's unfortunate that most of the research has been lost to the sands of time, only leaving behind remnants of the amazing work of these two great professors. So out of respect, they will be excluded from the rankings. And the winner is the Galar region. Being able to merge the duality of nature and technology, while at the same time creating such a modern atmosphere aesthetically, is a feat on its own. But what the pair of professors were able to pull off here is nothing short of magnificent.